Welcome to the Hanford Dixon Show. I'm Gabriella Cruz alongside the top dog. Hey, it's off-season time, buddy, and we've probably are trying to figure out what to do with ourselves. I know you like to keep busy, but what have you been doing in this weather?
Oh, God, this weather's just been absolutely crazy. You know what I did? I took a little trip. I actually just got back. I got back Friday. I went for a couple of days to Orlando.
Oh, did you leave your phone there?
I went there Wednesday. It was like, I had
Andrew forgot his phone today.
No,
We're giving him a hard time.
I do. I know my phone was at home on the charger, but it was 89 degrees, and then you come back here, and this weather's just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh,
I don't know why. I don't know why I'm complaining though, because this has been pretty much a mild winter. But guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but at this point, like in February, isn't it normally in the 40s? Or I think here in Cleveland,
I feel like February is such a wild card every year.
Yeah.
Like, you might get a little sun, but then be prepared for that curveball, that snowball, if you will.
Well, and the thing is, too, what are we going to do with ourselves? The Cleveland Browns are done. Our football season is done. And
I'm gonna dance, Hanford.
Yeah,
I'm gonna dance.
Yeah, we have to jump on all the other sports. I have to say this: I'm really excited about the Guardians right now.
Yes.
It's getting ready to kick up because I think their first day of practice will be on Tuesday.
Yeah, they're practicing. Their first spring training game is
it's coming
this
up.
Weekend.
Yeah, it's coming up this weekend. I think the first practice is going to be Tuesday. And got some really good news about them, too, now.
Yeah.
The pitching.
John Means just signed a contract that was official today.
And guess who's coming back off the injury?
Oh, we know.
You know it.
Bieber.
You know it. He's coming back, and he's going to pitch. So
that was a nice sight for all us Clevelanders. Looking forward to baseball and just good news.
Yeah, and I've always been big Indians fans, Guardians fans, so I just can't wait to see it. Did you guys hear that? I think in order to watch them this year, I think you pay $100 or something.
There's like a streaming package, and it looks like it's $100.
Yeah, and I said there's no question about that. I won't even think twice about that because I love those guys, and if I could pay $100 to watch every single game they're gonna play, that's like a no-brainer to me. So I'm kind of excited about that. But again, what did I do? Did you see yesterday? There was the hockey game that was on.
Oh, competing with the All-Star
Yeah.
USA.
Yeah.
USA.
US.
Everyone was way
Unbelievable
more
stuff,
interested in
guys.
this hockey stuff.
The Four Nations Showdown.
But
Yes.
did you see, and Pat, this one is for you. Did you see the start of this? Man, they're like, okay, what the hell, right away. I mean, let's go at it. I mean, let's set the tone of this game right away. Did you see the fight?
3 different fights.
I mean,
Right after puck drop.
I couldn't believe it. I
Man.
mean, they're just, and the refs, Gab.
The drama.
They sit right there, and they let them just go at it as long as they're on the feet. Now, once they want them fall or something, they'll jump on and they'll stop it.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, once those guys start, they let them go.
I think that's the type of drama that the All-Star game needs. That kind of excitement to keep people interested.
Well, Pat, wasn't it like the first fight, one of the brothers, and then I think right after that, another one of the brothers.
Yep.
2 different brothers jumped in, and they were just, they were just going at
Both
it.
Kachuk brothers, Brady and Matthew Kachuk, they wanted to set a tone. USA versus Canada. It's very politically charged right now.
There was some booing.
There was some booing during the anthem because of some of the tariffs that some of our politicians have placed on there. But really interesting, too, because you don't really see that in terms of Canadian hockey. They're very passionate about their teams, but they're not going to boo other countries.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
This year, quite different.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Well, I could tell you this. I would not want to meet one of those brothers on the
thank
street
you.
or anything because those guys they're too damn tough. I don't want anybody hit me, and I don't want to hit anyone. But USA won that big game. I think they won 3-1. That was
Sir.
good. And now we're in I think we're in the finals. I think Sweden, or I don't know who we're going to play, but
Still awaiting our opponent as we record this, but the United States beats Canada 3-1, so they'll play in Boston for the championship. By the way, in
Okay.
Boston, that's
That's
a
on
huge
Thursday,
advantage.
isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, because my friend is having like a little hockey party. I meant
Yeah.
to ask you if you wanted to buy a square for that. They're like $20, but I don't know. You can win. I don't understand these things, but you can support women's hockey.
But isn't that gambling?
I don't know. It's fundraising because they're getting new uniforms.
No, I'm just kidding.
The women's hockey team that my friend Lily plays
I thought I was waiting to hear your response to that.
I don't think it is actually. They're doing something though. I'm too dumb to understand
But that's for a good cause.
It's for a good cause. My good friend Lily, actually shout out to her. She used to be the Browns full-time editor. Now she's working over at NASA. She literally is. Wow. Her skills are out of this world. Wow, I've been saving that joke for too long. But Lily plays on a hockey team and she's pretty badass. But this whole women's hockey league, they're getting new uniforms. They're coming out with a new team name. So this was their thing. They're having a party for the Four Nations. So it's the final, Pat.
Yeah.
And they're having a party and they're doing the little squares to raise money.
Well, I have a question. And it's funny you're talking about women's hockey. Now, are they like the men, meaning as soon as they drop the puck, with those guys, do they like fight or no?
I think it depends, but there are fights. Like
really?
So I've been to a couple of Lily's games, and she plays in different leagues. And I mean, it's all a rec league. You'd think people wouldn't take it that seriously. No, these people travel. These people get intense. Sometimes they have to get thrown out. Like she's played a couple of really interesting teams where the women go a little ham.
Well, I could say this, Gab. If I was sitting in the stands and you were playing on one of those hockey teams, and they start fighting you, I'm coming out of the stands to stop it. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna leave her alone. She just want to play hockey. She don't want to fight anyone.
I'm a scrappy player, but I don't think I'm like your enforcer out there.
No, and it's funny because every team they have their own enforcers, and that's what that's what they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they go right out and like Pat said, as soon as the puck was dropped, these guys were at it. I mean, beating up each other. But another thing that happened this weekend, I'm going to switch to golf a little bit.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to switch to women's basketball.
I thought it was, well, we got to get to that.
We'll get there.
There's no question we got to get there. But I thought this was very, very interesting. It was the Genesis Invitational and I think Tiger Woods tournament.
Yes, it was.
And you talking about a great event, and actually it was won on the last hole. And Scottie Scheffler, I mean, he's starting to play well right now. I think he was third. He was tied for third. I think he was 9 under, but minus 12 won the damn thing. I think you pronounce it Aberg or Oberg. Is that how you pronounce it, Pat?
Ludwig Oberg.
And McNeely was second.
Yep.
And but I thought it was just a great, great tournament. And get me in the mood to start wanting to play golf again.
Yeah, we got to hit up Jimmy Hanlon sometime soon.
Yeah.
Get out on the links here.
Yeah.
He was in our Super Bowl commercial, just hitting that golf ball right above me, by the way, on the camera. But
that
was pretty
funny.
cool. We'll get Jimmy in here. There'll be green grass pretty soon here, guys.
Boy, Jimmy
Okay.
could play too. Whew. But Gab, you wanted to switch to that basketball right away.
Yeah, because I was just reading up on some of this PGA Tour stuff. But golf's not my biggest. You know, I kind of scan throughout the year, but I'm not as have a close pulse on it. But I did see the breaking news about Cleveland 2028, the potential for the Cleveland Rockers to revive in the land, which would be so awesome. I was telling people pre-show, like, I've got a jersey. Here we go. The breaking news on the side here. I've got some old school gear from back in the day when we still had the Rockers. And
that gear is elite.
yeah, and I'm really hoping, Pat, everybody pray that my mom didn't throw away my stuff from way back when. I'll be so pissed. My sister and I, we had like these little, they gave these chains out too. They had like little tags, I remember. I had tattoos. I had a jersey. We played in like tournaments back as kids, and I think they were hosted down there.
But you don't have a tattoo, do you?
Nah, I was a kid.
All right.
But,
I hope they keep. I really do hope they keep that.
Yeah.
You know.
I was a little kid, and I was like putting them on my face and stuff.
Okay. Removable.
Removable
yeah.
temporary tattoos.
Yes.
But it would be so exciting to have women's basketball back here, and I think the city would really embrace it.
I think so too, because I think anything that Gilbert has his hand in, I think it's going to be very, very successful. And but I thought it was very, very interesting that they said that it still hasn't been decided that they were coming to Cleveland. But then again, I think the mayor had a tweet and pretty much just said, hey, they're here, and how excited everyone is. But I can't wait to see it, because I love to watch women basketball, and those girls, they can really, really shoot. Speaking of, go ahead.
As long as the Rockers don't move to Brook Park, guys.
Yeah.
Don't even say that.
Yeah. Please just don't. The Brook Park Rockers, I don't think that really.
Caitlin Clark also, if you keeping tabs on this free agency. Oh, crap. My
Is she a free
internet's
agent?
not loading. But 2028.
That's when
Yeah.
she'll be free?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's the one. Is that the screenshot you were pulling up, Pat?
2028, yep.
Yeah, the Team Join League 2028. Oh, man.
What do you guys think of? Because I think you're talking about two of the biggest stars, obviously her. And what about Angel Reese? What do you guys think of her? She's pretty much a bully.
You know, I know she is a bully. She's
a big girl, too.
Yeah, she has a podcast that's pretty cool. I give her props for how well she's doing on that. But yeah, her as a player, every league needs an Angel Reese. You know what I mean?
Enforcer. It's just like Draymond. Like
she is like a Draymond.
Draymond's like an enforcer, but also a podcaster. That's the thing.
Did you see Pat's face when he started talking about Draymond and Angel Reese's face? We can tell how he feels. We can tell how he feels about those two. You know,
I can't with them.
To me, it's like every league needs a shit starter.
Yeah, for sure.
And she's the shit starter.
She is. She kept doing this thing, right?
Yeah.
Not doing that in the WNBA.
Talker, she's a shit starter. Sorry, you're gonna have to beep all these out today.
That's all right. We love it.
We're a little hyped up on caffeine today.
We love it.
Hey, did she play at South Carolina in college?
LSU.
LSU, that's right. Yeah. That's right. I knew, LSU, that's right. But she's a beast. I mean, she is a beast. I wouldn't mind having her on our team.
You're crazy.
I wouldn't mind having, but I want both of them. Now, can you imagine a team with both of those players on it?
Really
wow.
That would actually be really cool. I don't know. Who knows? We got to take a break, Hanford.
Okay.
We'll be back with more Hanford Dixon Show right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. We're going to dive into some Browns headlines brought to you by our friends at Northeast Factory Direct. If you haven't checked out Northeast Factory Direct, this is the place to go if you're looking for a mattress. They've got all kinds of furniture, so many options. Of course, Hanford and I went out there. We were picking out our little kickback recliner. They've got just a ton of things in stock. You can take it home same day. Something for everybody at Northeast Factory Direct. Be sure to check them out in any of their locations, but you can also check them out online at northeastfactorydirect.com. And don't forget to ask about that Hanford Dixon bonus, baby, to get a little deal for yourself.
Yeah, you have to ask for that. And a lot of people wonder why, how come they can keep their prices so cheap? Because, I mean, when you go there, they don't just sell one thing. They sell they have a variety of things there in the showroom. Beds, mattresses, you name it.
Saunas too.
Saunas.
I remember seeing Hanford right over there. Like, I would jump in here after the game.
Yeah.
Jump in there in the hot tub maybe too.
Yeah, I mean they just have so many items, and I guarantee you it's the cheapest anywhere. But you want that extra bonus? Don't forget, mention the top dog, Hanford Dixon, and not only will you get it cheap, but you'll get it cheaper with that little extra bonus.
A little extra bonus. So the Browns, we could use a little extra bonus after hearing, about the Myles Garrett news and kind of what has unfolded there. It sounds like Andrew Berry is really stuck on keeping the guy. It's created a little bit of rift throughout our fan base, as you know. What are your thoughts as this continues to unfold?
Well, I find this very interesting because obviously we all know the story. Myles Garrett, for anyone that is not aware, Myles Garrett, our best player pretty much, not just on defense, but probably our best player on the team, made a request to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. After 8 seasons, he's been here. And pretty much with those 8 seasons, he has not disappointed any of us. He's been that and then some. But you look at the front office of the Cleveland Browns that come back, Andrew Berry and company, they're saying, hey, Myles, we're not going to trade you. And I guess Myles had to anticipate that this probably was going to be the response coming from the front office. But, guys, he's holding his ground right now. I mean, during the Super Bowl, we all know he made the circuit, Radio Row, and talking to a few people. And still, again, he's talking about he want to be traded from the Cleveland Browns. And I could tell you this. I know some guys on that football team that really don't want to see Myles Garrett go. And I'm talking about those guys in the secondary because when you have a guy like Myles Garrett can rush the quarterback like he can rush the quarterback, you know that quarterback is not going to have all day to throw the football. They're going to have to get rid of it right away. And I guarantee you those guys don't want to see him. But again, guys, he's got it. It's in his mind. He's set, and he want to be out of here. And he didn't say anything bad about Cleveland. I mean, he said that obviously he understand. I mean, his time here has just been great, but he is not just about Myles Garrett going to Canton. Myles Garrett want to win a Super Bowl. He want a ring. He want people to think of him on a football team that has won if not multiple championship, at least one, because everybody, that's why we play the game. We play the game to go to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was seeing headlines on TV just even walking in today, and it was like things that the Cowboys need to do in the offseason or whatever. Trade for defensive end Myles Garrett. And you're already seeing the talks of, since he put it out there, we're going to see all these talks about potentials on where he could be, if that'll come to fruition and all of that. Shedeur Sanders, he had his first team visit with Cleveland. Did you hear about that? What did you make of that? He said his first visit is with the Browns. Second will be with the Giants. I'm sure it's just, part of the process. But it's nonetheless, it made some headlines and garnered some interest around here.
Well, I know it's funny since I know where you were headed with your question, because you said when everybody's asking about what they should do, you want to know what we should do to get there. But
would you take him at quarterback? Well, I guess the bigger question, because I know you want to talk about this, is which quarterback would you take?
Well, to answer your question, I would take him. I would take him. I would take him at quarterback because I think he's pretty much quarterback ready. What I mean by that is I think he can start from day one because our offensive line is not, need a little tweaking, but we have to get those guys back to being the best offensive line in the league. And I don't think they're far from that. I think they can protect him. So, and plus this guy, he's a little mobile quarterback. But if we don't go that route, and this all goes back to Myles Garrett, because if we trade Myles Garrett, all of a sudden we decide to say, hey, we're going to trade you. We can at least get a couple of first-round draft picks for him. We can get a third for him. We could probably get a fifth. But, there's a lot we can get back for this guy. And then again, if we decide not to go that route, there's some quarterbacks out there. I don't necessarily want to see any of these guys that I'm getting ready to name on this football team or with us. But the first one, Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's the guy that's out there. He's available. You look down the road, and I know these guys are not going to trade with us, but you got two quarterbacks right down the road, Justin Fields and you're talking about Russell Wilson. Those are two guys that are looking for a place to go. And then you look at Rodgers. I mean, the Jets parted ways with him, Pat. They said they don't want to. They don't want to be associated. Well, they don't want to be associated.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either, in every single sense of the word. But the important part, Hanford, here too, is Myles Garrett, when he was talking on Radio Row, making his rounds or whatever. He said that the Browns' future and their plan doesn't align with what he wants. That means we need a quarterback. I wouldn't say the Browns are necessarily a quarterback away, but you have to have that quarterback. So that's where Myles is really trying to put home that we need a quarterback to at least lead the team. And that's why I say if we're going to keep Myles, we have to take one or two of those quarterbacks. I mean, obviously we have the number 2 pick, and one of those guys is going to be there. So whichever one of those guys is there, I think we have to go get him, and we have to bring him. And not only bring him, we have to start him from day one. That's why we let the coaches earn their money. I mean, you got to earn your money. You got to get these guys ready to play. But we have to show Myles that we are ready to win football games. And I think he's probably already had a meeting with those guys, talking about the front office, talking about some of the coaches, and they haven't completely convinced him that they're ready right now to win football games. And I think that's the problem that we're going to have. But guys, here is the time right now, because we have to decide what we're going to do, because we've had the Senior Bowl. That's gone already. Now what's going to happen is all these guys are going to be at the combine. They all get to the combine. All the coaches go down there, and they sit down. They have their meetings with all these guys, and there's character that's involved. Obviously, there's the tape
that's involved in what they do on the field. But we have to come away with a quarterback during this draft, because not often do you draft this high, and we hope that we're not drafting in that number 2 position
Hanford,
anytime soon.
How about, when we talk about pre-draft meetings, how important are those, and what were those like for you?
I think they're very, very important, because you get a chance to, even though you have a guy on tape, and when you're at those combines, the guy's right there. He's you get a chance to watch him. You get a chance to watch him, his build. You could see really how fast he is. You could see, because you hear about these things, how fast he is, and you could see the different movement they make, and you really become acquainted with this football player, and you either love him or you hate him, and that's what that combine is all about. So, and it was pretty much the same thing with me. I remember I had everybody down, and they wanted to see my 40 time, and I think I ran a 4.35 or something like that in the 40-yard dash. And they wanted me to run it twice.
I remember, and you said no.
I said no. Your clock is right. You saw the time, but I wanted to run it once for them. But then they knew that Hanford Dixon was no joke. He was ready to go. But to answer your question, it's very, very important during those combines to get to know your player.
Get the whole holistic view of the player.
You got it.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with more Hanford Dixon Show right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. We have got our Lipton Hard Iced Tea hard hit of the game segment, even though there's really no hard hits because there's no playing. But we are talking all things combine, and we were just talking about Hanford's 4.35 40.
You got it.
Okay, for starters, because this might be a hard hit for you, this is a big question. Were they hand timing you, or was this digital?
No, this is hand timing.
Oh wow! I just knew it.
That's this was hand timing.
Wow.
But listen to this.
They would say that that's illegitimate.
No,
in my tracting.
Did they use a sundial?
No.
He said the sundial. Oh no, he didn't.
Oh my God! Do you guys see what I have to deal with? I mean, do you see what I have to deal with? Now, I could take it from Gab, but my buddy Pat over there dogging me out now because I expect nothing less from her.
What you gonna do?
But you, big dog, I thought you were on my side. But listen to this. This is true though. But there's not just one guy there's like about 3 or 4 or 5 of them.
Okay.
Each one of them, and all of them pretty much came up with that 4.35. So I could see it if just one now.
Okay, so it was like 3 of them.
Yeah.
They probably looked at each other's things and then averaged it.
They look at each other and they said, like, they can't believe it. You could believe it. God damn it, this is the top dog. I mean, he's gonna pop out of there. But one thing I know about that running, when you're running that fast, you can't. When you come out of that 40, obviously you're in your 3-point stance.
Right.
The biggest mistake you can make is as soon as you come up.
To pop up.
Pop up.
Yeah, you got to stay in your drive
You
phase.
got to stay in. See, you understand what? Look at her.
People forget that Gab was a John Carroll Hall of Fame athlete. I'm being serious.
But am I right, though?
Oh, yeah. I was a sprinter. All through track in grade school and high school, and then I transitioned to mid-distance, the 4 and the 8. But, yeah, that's a big thing. You could tell if someone's more seasoned. If you're popping out of blocks and you're straight up, you just lost a lot of your flow.
You did. And you know what I could see you running? The 440 relay.
Yes, you're right.
I could see Pat. I could see Gab running the 440 relay.
So in my day, it was the 400, the 4x4. But I know the 440 was like a little bit before that.
Yeah,
still a great distance.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's literally all the same, I think. But yeah, the 4x4. You know, I was the anchor. I lived for the days of the OAC championships to get the baton and have somebody to chase down.
Yeah,
and look at all these school records here for Ms. Cruz, by the way.
What?
800 indoor, 1,000 indoor, 1,600 indoor, 3K indoor, 4x4 indoor, DMR, 4x8.
Yeah, that's true.
Are
Some
you,
of those.
Pat,
all
are you
that.
sure?
Yeah.
Are
let
you
me scroll up.
sure?
Gabriella Cruz right
Are
there.
you
That's so funny.
Look at that. Mid distance. How about that?
Yep.
I could see her now being the last leg, and when she get that baton, she just want to run someone down. I
Right.
mean, go and get him. Gab,
Yeah.
I could never run like that far.
Okay.
I just couldn't do it.
There's something about the 400 that's so beautiful because it's like there's, when you're sprinting, it's just everything all out and there's nothing to hold back. But with the 4, you're going to tap into a phase where you're really hurting. And it's all like who's got more guts.
Yeah. See, and that's
so
where
it's strength and it's preparation, and there's like a little bit of a gut factor that's just like all out the last 150.
But see, that's where you would get me when you get past that 40. When we do the 40, fine. Maybe 60, 100. I'm done.
Okay,
After
yeah.
that, I mean, I am absolutely done. You've heard the old saying that we say all the time: "Stick a fork in me, I'm done."
That's
You stick
funny.
a fork in me, I am done. But getting back to the combine,
Yeah,
though,
there's plenty of other things to test the athlete and all the metrics. Do you think that what they do for the combine is a fair analysis? All the things that they're doing to test these athletes physically?
I think so. But I really frown upon some of the guys when they go there and they decide not to compete or not to participate, is maybe a better word, in a lot of the drills and a lot of the things that they have them doing. And I just think that's crazy because everybody should be out there. Everybody that's trying to get drafted, they should be out there. They should be participating, doing everything that these coaches want them to do. And not only that, they also get these guys in a room and they ask all these questions to these guys and just to see how they're going to answer some of those questions. But like I said, it's just a great format for them to get to know the players, see what they can do, and really decide on who they're going to draft during this upcoming draft. So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Cool. Yeah, we're looking forward to it too.
Take me out of here for a break. I'm tired. I want a break.
Pat,
Take me out.
Before we take out Pat, do you have a favorite event at the combine you like to see people perform in?
Man, I like the long distance throws that the quarterbacks have because you just think about like Josh Allen. I know everyone, proverbially, everyone looks good in shorts when they're practicing or whatever. Everyone's running the best that they've done.
Yeah.
It's kind of like spring training a little bit. The
Right.
best shape of their life club. But I think the vertical jump too is pretty good when
Yeah,
you
I
get
like
a
the
guy
vertical
with the
jump.
vertical jump hitting those things. But the
But
40 has to be the best.
The
If I saw a
the
Hanford
most
run a
exciting,
4.35,
Yeah, but you know what? You got these big linemen. I think what they'd like to see with these guys is the change of direction. You see these guys running, doing the little change of direction. They go boom, 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 and just to see how those guys are gonna, how they're gonna perform during those things. But like I said, I just think it's great.
Cool stuff. All right, we'll take a break and we'll be back with more Hanford Dixon Show right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. We're going around the north, brought to you by our friends at Garage Beer. In Hanford, obviously we know the Browns have some cleanup to do this season to be their best selves in the AFC North this coming year. But what do you think of the other teams and what they'll be bringing to the table this next year?
I'm laughing because you were being nice when you say the Browns have some work to do, but I know exactly what you mean. We have a lot of work to do. But I think let's start off at the top of the AFC North. And when I say the top, it's got to be the Baltimore Ravens. When you see a team like that, they're just not going to settle. I mean, they are constantly tweaking that roster to see if they can make that roster better because I guarantee you those guys are really, really hot right now that they was not playing in the AFC Championship game and not only playing in it but winning the AFC Championship game and then having a shot at the Super Bowl. So that team is going to do what they can, and they don't have a problem with spending money. I found it very interesting. I think I read in one little article talking about Derrick Henry, And I think he made the comment that he's so happy with being with the Baltimore Ravens that he wanted to finish out his career and that's saying something pretty big. But I think those running back salaries, with the way all of them have performed this year, I think those salaries now they're going back up with those guys. But the Baltimore Ravens is a good football team, and obviously they're going to add stuff. I think after them, you have to look at the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, I think the Steelers have to figure out what they're going to do at quarterback, because you have Fields and then you have Russell Wilson. And between those two guys, I just don't know if they're going to bring either one of them back or both of them back. I think both of them are free agents right now, so it's going to be interesting. They're another team in the AFC North that's looking for a quarterback. But the Steelers just got to get over that hump, because their fans are pretty much like us. They're becoming restless right now because they don't want to just win a few games, maybe make a playoff appearance. They want to go further right now. They think it's time for them to, and we know the Super Bowls and in the past and how good the Pittsburgh Steelers team has been, because they try to rub it in our face every time we turn around. But they're trying to get there. The Bengals and Joe Burrows. Now that's a team that scare me. I mean, that your boy. You know, I know you. I know you like him.
No, it's just I resemble him.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right. I know you like him, but you have reason to. I mean, he's a.
He had a really good year.
Oh, he
needs some help.
Yeah, he's a hell of a quarterback.
Anybody on defense for them, please.
But they're in Pat. They have a little dilemma right now that they have to solve at wide receivers, because if I'm not mistaken, they have two guys that up for a contract. And I think Chase is the one that they're going to definitely sign. But then, you know, I mean, what are you gonna do?
So T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't sign both of them, I don't think. And
Well,
and we all know. Talking about the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't want to call them cheap.
Oh, they are cheap. I'll call them cheap all day long. You can listen to we have another show on the Big Play Sports Network,
Right.
Enter the Jungle, right? They're well aware of these guys. Go talk to James Rapine down there. He knows exactly how cheap the Bengals are.
Right.
I'll tell you that.
So I will go ahead and say it. We know those guys are cheap, so they have a few guys that are up for a contract. So we'll see how that whole thing it's going to work itself out. And again, you're talking about at the bottom of the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns. Oh, my goodness. And then we got rumblings going around in the locker room. We talked about it earlier. Myles Garrett wants out of here. He doesn't want to play for the Cleveland Browns anymore. So, but we're not going to trade him. At least that's what they say. So that's going to be, we can't wait to figure out what's going to happen. But around the AFC North, it's going to be very, very, to answer your question, it's going to be very, very interesting, because I think even though we're at the bottom, I think you have four teams. And I said it at the beginning of the season. I said all four teams can be in the playoffs. And I really believe that. And I think what's going to happen is those four teams can make a run. So let's see what's gonna happen in that AFC North.
Okay, we also have around the league we could get to. Some veterans have been cut. We did mention Aaron Rodgers, Raheem. Okay, Raheem.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert.
Yeah, but
So do you think, Hanford? Do you think legitimately the Browns should be looking at any of these vets?
I don't think so, because eventually we're going to have to draft a quarterback. I mean, we're going to have to draft one. Now, here's what I would like to see us do. Okay, with that number 2 pick, I would like to see us take one of the quarterbacks.
Okay.
I would like to see us take one of those quarterbacks that's coming out in the draft with that number 2 pick. And if we decide to keep Myles Garrett and we don't trade him, I still think down the line we can pick up another quarterback. I like to see us pick up a guy like a Jalen Milroe, something like that. And it doesn't have to be him. I mean, we all know he played at Alabama. It doesn't have to be him. When it comes to the Cleveland Browns and winning football games. I want the best guy that I think is going to help this team and help make this team win. But I would like to see us bring another quarterback because a guy like guy like Milroe, he's not, I don't think he's ready to play like right away. I think it's going to take a little time for him. But I would like to see us draft or bring in here 2 quarterbacks. But to answer your question, those guys like Aaron Rodgers and guys like that, I don't think we need them. I think they're bringing a little baggage with them, and God bless them. I want to see them with another team, just not this team.
All right, should we take a break, Pat?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got more for you, but let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Hanford Dixon Show right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. We're just going to chat about some of the other things that have been happening this offseason, Hanford. I know you caught that 50th SNL anniversary show. What was it, 3 hours long? I only saw some of it, like just mostly the clips online, but did you have a favorite piece?
But did you miss the before that they had the red carpet? Was that included in the 3 hours, Pat? I don't know, or was that separate? I think
it's like Super Bowl coverage at this point.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
No,
it's like 6 hours.
I could have pretty much without the red carpet stuff.
Okay.
I didn't watch any of that, but
they had tons of people.
Oh man, everybody was there. People that you wouldn't even think that would have been watching this in the audience was there. I thought it was just fabulous. I thought it was a great show. And one scene, I've always liked Eddie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he has just been so funny to me. And Gab, they had something what they call Black Jeopardy.
Absolute classic.
I mean, it was classic, man. I mean, it was.
All right, I gotta look this up.
It was because he was trying to give them hints, talking about what was one of the best shows, and nobody could guess it. Then he was saying it. Well, it was on Saturday night. And then it was on late Saturday night. He was talking about Saturday Night Live, and they were naming all the black shows.
Oh my gosh,
it was so funny. And then Chris Rock came out and joined them, and he's a nut.
I'm watching it right now. This is awesome.
Chris Rock is a nut, and then he was out there. But I thought it was
nobody slapped him this time.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody slapped him this time.
I was waiting for that.
Will Smith was nowhere to be found.
You know what was good though? The opening. Steve Martin was just great. I mean, he's just a natural anyway. But the whole show was, and then Peyton Manning was there. And Peyton got up, and Peyton said, Peyton had some pretty good jokes, too. He was talking about, it's just rough being retired. I have to do all these commercials for everybody. And he was going on and on and on. But if you name it, they were there at that show. But, Gab, I'm surprised you didn't watch that.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
It was good, though. It was so good. But
yeah, I'm surprised. My friends were sending me clips of one of our favorites was the one with the tiny hands.
Oh yeah, is that Kristen Wiig?
Yeah,
yeah, on the intro maybe.
It is.
Yeah, you know what's funny? You and I, we know what we want to say and we know the names. Then we look at Pat. And then
we look at Pat. We're like, do you know what that's called? And I'm Bernice.
We look at Pat.
Hey man, I love the SNL. That was like my favorite. Jimmy Fallon, that era. Seth Meyers. Classic stuff. Everyone has their favorite era of SNL too.
Yeah, that's so true.
And then what they did was they did a segment where the ones that are no longer here anymore, and it was kind of sad. And you could see some of the guys.
Did a tribute.
Yeah,
that's
you could
cool.
see some of the guys had tears in their eyes. But it was I thought it was just well done. I mean, well done, and it was just a great show because I was switching back and forth on the whole thing, but I also taped it, so I'm going to go back and
I'm going to
go back and rewatch the whole thing. But I just can't believe all the people that was there. Pat, maybe you could pull it up or something. Some of the people that were there in the audience.
They were there, and they were definitely not at the NBA All-Star game.
Right.
Because I was going to see if you watched any of that or had any interest in that. I think the running joke on X and just with everybody is the fact that it just wasn't that interesting at all.
Pat, did you get any names real quick?
Oh, yeah. We got, let me see here. We got Adam Sandler, Amy Poehler, Andy Samberg, Chris Rock, Fred Armisen, Kate McKinnon, Jimmy Fallon, Pete Davidson, Tracy Morgan, Will Ferrell, Will Forte. I mean,
and it goes on and
all
on.
time.
Ryan Reynolds was there.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, even the guests, too. Like, I mean, Eddie Murphy, like you said, but man.
Because I don't know if you know this. I don't even know everything. But Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, I feel like they're in some
they were there too. Yeah.
Crazy scandal or something.
Yeah,
right
Meryl
now,
Streep.
But they were there.
Meryl Streep made her first ever appearance on SNL.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
and Cher was there.
How about that?
Cher?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
And Miley Cyrus.
Okay.
Yep.
She was performing there, and it was.
Who else performed? Didn't Sabrina Carpenter? Or did I make that?
Lil Wayne for sure.
Lil Wayne. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter was in a skit where she performed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it goes back to like no one's going to the All-Star game. Everyone's watching SNL 50th because the NBA All-Star game is kind of a joke now.
Yeah,
it really is.
Really
Darius was in the 3-point contest, but that was really it.
Yeah. Well, and Mobley and Mitchell won the skills competition, which I didn't even know the skills competition was a thing.
Well, did you see the slam dunk contest?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was a three-peat as far as that's concerned. Let me see who won that.
Mac McClung.
Mac McClung. Yeah, this is the third time he can't get on the court to play, but he's winning. I mean, this guy was so creative. And did you see once he jumped over a car? You guys didn't see this. He jumped over a car and dunked the basketball. I was like, what if he gets hurt doing that? God forbid. But what if he gets hurt doing that?
The funny part, too, is he's made more in winnings in the slam dunk contest than he has in the G League. In his regular playing career, he's made more money off the dunk contest.
Man, I'm pulling for the guy. Do you think he'll ever get it into the NBA?
I don't know. He's in the G League still, so.
Well, you know what I thought was funny? A lot of these guys, this is what's crazy. A lot of these guys, after watching him and some of the dunks and stuff that he pulled off, they're like, hey, man, we need to re-enter this thing. We need to go back and redo this because this is fun again. This guy, because, they try to get him in, and these guys enter one time, and then they want to go back. What did you guys think of LeBron not playing?
It was a bummer, for sure.
I thought it was. I thought
he was out because of an ankle injury or whatever it was, but
it's probably business though too. They're not really making that much money, comparatively speaking, to what it's not a big deal to the players.
But you know what everybody's saying though? Everybody's they're disappointed because they're saying one of the younger players probably could have taken that spot. The guys that have never played in the All-Star game, but. Me personally, I'd much rather see LeBron there, even if he didn't play.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him because I think he's played in 20 straight All-Star games, except this one. So, but I would have much rather seen him there and seen him playing in the.
No kidding, LeBron 20 straight.
Yeah, this is the first one missed since his rookie year, which it's so funny to think like Gab, you and I are basically the same age. We were 7.
That's nuts.
Yeah, 20.
That's unbelievable to think about.
I think it's 2004, yeah.
Okay, yeah, 03, 04, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's since then.
Wow,
so.
yeah, he racked up 20 and then called it a...
Incredible, huh?
Cool. I'm good.
Gab, you're that young?
You're silly. Hanford, real quick, if you could play in the All-Star festivities, which one would you be a part of?
Oh no, that's a tough question.
3-point competition, skills
question.
challenge.
That's a tough.
I don't know if you got the dunks in you, but
hey,
but if you did,
my vertical. What are you talking about?
You talked about your 40. You didn't talk about no vertical.
My vertical. Come on, Pat. What's wrong with her?
Man.
My vertical is there, baby. I can boom slam the football.
Okay.
No, Pat, did you hear me slam the football?
Slam the football, man.
Yeah, you can slam a football.
Honestly, it's kind of like how Myles Garrett was playing in the Celebrity All-Star game a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
An athlete is an athlete, Hanford, you know it as well as anybody. An athlete is an athlete.
Okay.
It'll probably be the 3-point.
Okay, 3-pointers.
But you're right.
Okay.
I wouldn't be too good at the in the slam dunk.
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, did you hear that Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill are it looks like they're finally going to have a race off. Do you know who Noah Lyles is?
No, who's that?
He was the Olympic 100-meter gold medalist.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think Tyreek better sit down somewhere.
He and Hill have had sort of this ongoing
going
banter
back at beef.
A fun beef. And it sounds like they're working on a date and a distance. You know, Hill wants the 40, Lyles wants the 100 because, you know, Lyles has that delayed top speed a lot like Usain Bolt.
I would agree with Hill. You know, because Hill knows one thing about it. He can get him on the start.
He can get him
and then the race will be over. But
Yeah.
see, if he goes past that 40, he's going to be like you.
Maybe.
So you could go get him after that, you know?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's different. It's different to be an explosive person out of the blocks versus someone who can really reach their peak midway through the race. Like that's what I loved about watching Usain Bolt. And he is the fastest to ever do it. But the crazy thing is he wasn't that great of a starter. So if Tyreek knows anything that's good for him, he'll argue for that 40.
Well, I want to say this. Ending this thing, Pat, do we have another segment?
We got
One more.
Okay, well, we'll talk about when we come back after you take us on a break. We'll
Okay.
talk about the Daytona 500 that just happened.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back with more Hanford Dixon Show right after this. Welcome back to the Hanford Dixon Show. I don't know if you knew this, Hanford, but we celebrated Papa Cruz's big 70th birthday over the weekend.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was nice.
It's kind of crazy. I'm the youngest of three, and Papa Cruz, he's a youthful dude, but he hits this 70 milestone. So we actually surprised him. So one of our friends was DJing at the Natural History Museum, and we surprised him and had like a little birthday party for him there because there was this big social event. You know, they redid the entire inside of it, and it's super cool. But I have a little compilation video of Papa Cruz. Shout out to him, 70, greatest dad ever. And then at the end, you'll see some of the Natural History Museum. But put your headphones on and buckle up. So there's our little video. He's got a very contagious laugh.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
You're telling me that guy's 70?
Yeah, right?
No way.
Papa Cruz, happy birthday!
Here we are at the nature or the Natural History Museum. Look at what he's doing. I don't even know what that dance move is. Yeah, he had such a blast.
Good for him.
Yeah, he had such a blast. So it's funny, at the Natural History Museum, the dance floor ended up, I didn't have any of the videos because those were just from my phone, but the dance floor people ended up crowding the dance floor. Like all these people came, they had drinks, you could walk around, but they had the DJ. It was just like such a fun event. But yeah, shout out to Papa.
Good. Oh, well, I have to say this. I also had my grandson Dixon had his 1 year birthday. He was actually born on the 14th,
Oh,
which is Valentine's Day.
what a sweet.
Yeah, so we had the party on Saturday, and
You
it
forgot
was-
your phone, so we
well,
couldn't get any photos from
well. Pat better get him in some
I
kind
know,
of way.
right?
He's-
Does he call you Papa?
Yeah, he called me Pawpaw.
Pawpaw. That's what it
Pawpaw,
was. I couldn't
so,
remember what it was.
yeah,
That's
so-
cute. First
I mean,
birthday?
So
yeah,
sweet.
this was his first birthday, and
Aw,
it was
what a
just
sweetie.
so nice. So I understand.
He's cute.
Tell Papa Cruz I said happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
will.
Papa Cruz.
I will. I totally will. Other things. What about the Daytona 500?
Well, yeah, I thought it was interesting because I'm a big racing fan, and that number 24 car
Yes.
that we all know well, and that 24 car is, even though it's still right there and it's still winning, and I think he repeat Byron Williams Byron, whatever his name is. This guy, I tell you what, he's just awesome. And you talking about all the wrecks and everything that goes on doing that race, but I'm pretty sure that's a Jeff Gordon's car, because
Yeah,
Jeff.
we looked this up pre-show, and I think it was he was in.
Yes, it is. Take a look right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old 24.
Old 24. That old 24 is still winning, even though my guy Jeff is not in the car. So let's just let's keep it rolling.
Yeah,
guys.
24 is my number. Did you know that?
No,
Lucky number.
Yeah, 24, baby.
it is.
Yeah, like Kobe. And now like this paying homage to NASCAR.
Yeah, big NASCAR fan, Gab.
Yeah,
Big-
super.
You know who we are big fans of though here on the Hanford Dixon Show
Ozzy
is the
Newsome.
Wizard of Oz. That's right,
Oh,
the Wizard of Oz.
My boy.
Before we get out of here, we got to give him a shout
That's
out.
right.
My boy. You want to hear something funny? I'm gonna tell you guys this story, and this happened yesterday because I'm looking in my book and where I write down all my dates, and I don't know what I did. For some reason, I wrote down the date, the 16th,
Okay.
Ozzy's birthday. So I give him a call. I leave him a message. I said, "Hey, big dog." I said, "Happy birthday." I said, "I think it's the 16th," but then again, I said it may be March 16th. So I was laughing. Then he gives me a call. And then he says, "You only got one damn friend to remember this birthday, and you can't remember that. And his birthday is actually March 16th." I said, "Well, hell, I'm early then."
That is so funny. That is so funny. Dude.
Well, happy early birthday to
Yeah,
Ozzy.
Yeah, happy
I tell
early
him
birthday to
Man,
Ozzy.
a couple. This was 1991, February 15th. Ozzy hangs it up after 13 years in the league, guys. And the Wizard of Oz finished 4th all time at the time with 662 receptions, first among tight ends.
Well, he was a monster. I mean, I told him, I always used to tell him, and you guys have heard me say this, he can catch a BB in the dark.
Oof.
That's amazing.
That's awesome. A great tribute to your best friend,
Yes.
Ozzy.
Yes. And your buddy.
Yeah, our buddy, our friend to show.
Pat, your buddy.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Oh,
Ozzy.
yeah.
Thanks
Oh,
for
yeah.
bringing that up, Pat.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to end our show on that high note. Good show, Top Dog. We'll see you next week.